Man, we in a dogfight out here, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! I said, yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Amber. This is Amber's Logic. Got a new video for you today. Green Bay Packers trades, rumors, and news. Before we get into it, you know the spiel. Comment, like, subscribe, and share this electrifying content with the people. You know we're here to talk about NFC North supremacy right now. We got the Packers and the Lions down there in Detroit going blow for blow right now. It's 28-31. Packers are driving. Let's go, Pack. This is an instant classic game. Regardless of what happened, this game is actually awesome. Awesome. I mean, from Detroit going for it on fourth downs, us getting the stop, interception, the fumble from Christian Watson, interception from Goff. Like, there is so much going on in this game. This looks like a preview, possibly, of the NFC Championship game. I could totally see both of these teams being back in the NFC Championship. This is an excellent game. We started off slow to be in this game and for our great quarterback Jordan Love to have less than 50 yards passing in the first half is amazing. Is amazing. This team is showing a lot of heart and resiliency. Yes, we're going to have people making bonehead plays like Quay Walker. We're going to have stuff like that. We got to deal with that. But to Quay Walker's credit, he did make the big fourth down stop. I'll give him credit for that. I'll give him credit for that. And I think was Gary or Clark actually got a sack today, so that was good to see. We're really being tested, and as we stated during this season, steel sharpens steel. We have to start beating these high quality teams like this in the division. We gotta figure out a way to win this game. We just got to. We just got to, y'all. I'm very proud of this team, though, what we're doing and how we're fighting on the road against a team that only has one loss. We're giving them all they can handle. Shout out to Jacobs with 3 touchdowns already. He is, no disrespect what I'm about to say. We needed Jacobs. We don't do all this with Aaron Jones. I gotta keep it real, friends and family. I know a lot of y'all got a soft spot in y'all heart for Aaron Jones. We're not here without Josh Jacobs. He has been a workhorse this year and 3 touchdowns in this game. He's an extremely physical runner. I love what he's doing. I also love the redemption from the drop bomb that Christian Watson had a game or so ago. He made some big plays today. That's awesome to see. And I told y'all about my boy Tucker Kraft. I am standing. Tucker Kraft is a future Pro Bowl tight end. I'm standing on it. Tucker Kraft is cold, y'all. We need to be featuring him low key more. He reminds me along the lines the elk of Shamur and Jermichael Finley. He's along those lines of explosive tight ends that can block. He's along those lines. I really like what Tucker Kraft brings to the mix. I really do. And shout out to the offensive line. I know that they were getting blitzed early, but the second half adjustments, I do like what I've seen from the Packers offensively and defensively after coming out of halftime. We're in a tight one here, though, y'all. Let me bring up the score and all the stats and all that. I'm so charged about this game. Like, it's just nip and tuck, nip and tuck, nip and tuck, nip and tuck. We need to end this. Oh, that we're struggling running the ball though right now, friends and family. We definitely are struggling, but he still has 3 touchdowns. Oh, come on, y'all. 28-31 right now. Packers are driving. As you can see, Jordan Love with a more of a pedestrian game, 12 of 19, 206, 1 touch. Josh Jacobs, 18 carries, only 66 yards, but 3 touchdowns. He's running hard. Salute to him. Christian Watson with a big game today, 4 catches, 114. Dontavian Wicks pitched in with 49. My boy Tucker Kraft, 3 catches, 41 yards, and a touch. No one else has really done anything. Christian Watson did have that fumble, but I felt like he redeemed himself with the bomb. So a salute to him. Isaiah McDuffie, and Quay Walker have 14 and 10 total tackles. And then we got to give props on the sack. Rashawn Gary did get a sack today. Let's see how many that is for Rashawn Gary for the year. 4.5. 4.5. Jared Goff has 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Jahmyr Gibbs, 14 carries, 40. We've stopped the run. Both teams have stopped the run effectively. This is both teams playing on a playoff. This is like a playoff game today. This is definitely like a playoff game. Tim Patrick has killed us today with 2 touchdowns. This is 31-31, y'all. The defense it's time for a defense to step up now. The defense has to make a play now. The defense has to make a play. We have no way around this. The defense has to make a play. Salute the Packers Nation and friends and family out there. Salute, salute. Salute to Luke Lipinski. I see you in the chat. 78 Sports TV, the living legend. I see you in the chat. Salute. Robert Brooks, I see you. Fletcher 12, I see you. Brandon King Carter, I see you. Milwaukee Ray, what's good? Dark Kent in the building. Patricia P, what's good? William Johnson, what's good? Greg Delaney in the building. Daddy Fields, what's good? Sherelle, what's good, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Man, this is a heck of a game, y'all. A heck of a game. Oh! That could have been a touchdown, y'all. That could have been a touchdown. Damn. It's all good. It's all good. But defense just needs to make a play right now. We straight. Defense just need to make a play. 78 said we need an interception in the worst way. We need somebody from defense to step up. The reason I'm scared is because, hey, man, you know what? Where is Jair Alexander? He got a lot of Middleton in his DNA. Where is Jair Alexander? He is always hurt. This is the type of games we need Jair in. And the reason we gotta play zone is because we don't have Jair. So we can't bring any pressure. And you know our front seven, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, regardless, I don't care if we win the Super Bowl this year. Whoever is responsible for picking whoever our linebackers or defensive ends in the draft should be immediately fired. When is the last time we actually drafted an impact player on our front seven? Our secondary, we always get good people in the secondary. We are right there. When is the last time we drafted an impact player? I mean, seriously. William Johnson, you said the defense have been stepping up the whole game. We're going to have to see. We're going to have to see about that, sir. I mean, they gave up 31 points. We'll see. They've been playing decent. I won't say stepping up William Johnson. I'll say they've been playing decent. Mia Kim, Christian Watson cost us twice. Yeah, that is fair. He going to have to redeem himself. Maybe he'll get another opportunity to redeem himself. Christian Watson has definitely had some high and low points tonight. I agree with you. Salute, Daddy Fields. William Johnson said, defense gets the glory. I hope so. Robert Brooks said, come on, defense. It's up to the defense. I want to see now, where is Rashawn Gary and Kenny Clark when when you going all in? Let's see where Rashawn Gary and Kenny Clark are, and watch Quay Walker closely. Watch Quay Walker. I am begging everyone, please watch Quay Walker on this defensive run right here. Watch Quay Walker. That will let us know everything we need to know. If he is out of position, we gonna get killed. Quay Walker needs to be paying attention, and we need some pressure from Kenny Clark or Rashawn Gary. We need pressure. We still not collapsing the pocket. We need to figure that out, y'all. Like, that's still a problem. And now without Van Ness was the only person I trusted to get some pressure. That's what we need. We need pressure. Who is getting pressure? And I don't like McDuffie and Quay Walker. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I don't like either. I think they both mid. Daddy Phil said defense is gonna need to win this. Absolutely. Hey, everybody agreeing with you, Mia Kim saying 100. William Johnson, that's good for it being the Lions at their home. I agree with you, but William Johnson, I'm asking you, who can generate pressure on the front seven to collapse the pocket? That's what I need you to answer for me. Who can create pressure? We need the Goff is not good under pressure. Who can create pressure is what I'm asking you, William Johnson. Tell me the player that is going to get pressure. That's what we need. We need pressure. That's what I'm saying. They moving the ball easy because we don't get pressure. Man, Rashawn Gary and Kenny Clark are both trash, man. I'm done, man. Listen, when we were at our best, we were getting pressure from a linebacker that was cold, a defensive line that was cold. Look at this. We got to get pressure, y'all. I just keep telling you, I'm going to emphasize that. And I'm going to keep saying it because I hope it happens. Kenny Clark and Rashawn Gary both should be cut. They are not, for what we're paying, the top tier money we're paying them, they are basura for that. McDuffie is on my list, and so is Quay Walker. We have to find a way to draft impact players on the front seven. That's what's hurting this defense. We don't have any impact players on the front seven. Friends and family, can you please let me know who is an impact player from the linebacking core or the defensive line? Please take your time. That's the problem with this team. Okay, they trying. I don't want no field goal. We need to stop these dudes. Ridiculous. Homie Greg Delaney says, always in the building. Let's go Green Bay Packers. Let's go Milwaukee Bucks. Salute to you, Greg Delaney. This is nerve-wracking. We should be able to beat these dudes. They not better than us. We need one more stop, Robert Brooks. I feel you. Looking now. Tackle. There you go, and out of bounds. My broadcast is a little delayed, so my reactions might be slightly delayed. 155 left. Let's go, Pack. I still believe. That's a fact. We definitely need a turnover. Otherwise, they're gonna run it out. We gotta address this in the offseason, y'all. We gotta address the linebacking core, and we gotta address the defensive line. And you know what else I'm mad about? My brother brought it up. Why did we not draft that cornerback from Iowa, the Deshaun Cat? Can you imagine if we drafted him instead of something with the injury problems that we know we have with Jair and our secondary issues and with everything that he could do? I am mad that we didn't get Deshaun Cooper or y'all know who I'm talking about from Iowa, the cornerback. We fight, no, y'all. I mean, the Detroit Lions are the best team in the NFL record wise, or one of the top two record wise in the NFL. And for us to be hanging in and going blow for blow does show that we are an elite team. On the positive side, the Packers know that they're an elite team. And regardless of what happens in this game, this reminds me of do y'all remember when New England was killing everybody? And the season they went undefeated, but the Giants went blow for blow with them in that regular season game, and they was like, "Oh, we can beat these cats," and then met them in the Super Bowl to eventually beat them. I feel like the Packers, regardless of what happened, have confidence that they can beat this team, and I honestly 100% feel if Jair Alexander's back and we're 100% healthy and we got the Cooper Cat back on as a linebacker, we should be able to beat this team in the playoffs. I wholeheartedly think we can beat this team. Eric Payne in the building said, "Come on, y'all." Robert Brooks said, "DeJean Cooper." Yeah, we should have drafted, dude. I don't. The Packers make so many weird decisions in them first two rounds. When is the last time we had a first round pick on the front seven that did anything? It's been years, maybe decades. We have to revamp how we're looking at players that are not in the secondary. The Packers are cool with drafting secondary players. I'm fine. But that front seven, just trash. Absolute trash. We should really win this game, y'all. I don't know how, but we need to win this game. Then we got the Bucks tomorrow playing the Celtics. This is a action-packed week. Action-packed week, back-to-back serious games. The Packers today against Detroit, serious. Tomorrow the Bucks against the Celtics, serious. It's a lot going on in Wisconsin sports right now. It's a lot going on. A lot going on. We just gotta lock in, y'all. We gotta lock in. And like I said, regardless of what happens in this game, I am proud of the fight of the Packers. They fought and they've been fighting. So I'm proud of that regardless. I just want to put that out there. I am proud of how they're playing. I was concerned early in the game because we weren't able to stop the blitz. But we did make some second half adjustments, and that's why I respect our coaching staff. Matt LaFleur and our defensive coordinator are both really good. Hey, Rob Brooks said Lions got a penalty. We got hope. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Oh, Packers. Let's refresh this joint. This is just so much going on. Let me put the link in the chat too. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Are y'all proud of the Packers? Win or lose, I'm proud of them for real. I'm not mad if they. I'm gonna be excited, super excited if they win. But if they lose this, the way they played, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I think they can build off of this regardless. But we gotta address the defensive line at some point. We have to figure that out. All elite teams have somebody on the defensive front seven that can generate 10 sacks. We have to find someone on this defense that can generate some pressure. Because that's why Goff is having time, because we're not really generating pressure per se. We got to figure that out. We definitely got to figure that out. Brandon King Carter said, let's go. What up, Brandon? Daddy Phil said, win or lose, we good. Yeah, we're showing right now that Green Bay Packers are an elite team. Let's not be fooled here. I'm nitpicking because I'm looking at what it takes to win a Super Bowl and what the formula is for winning a Super Bowl. I'm thinking there. So when I'm going in on people, because I'm thinking of what you need to win a Super Bowl. Because that's what our goal is to win a Super Bowl. If it was just winning some playoff games, then we would be fine. We win a Super Bowl, we have to be able to generate pressure. We have to. And we have to have a better IQ. Quay Walker got a lot of Bobby Portis in him. I hope y'all can correlate. I hope y'all can correlate. Quay Walker got a lot of Bobby Portis in him. Man, field goal. Oh. So tell me how y'all feeling, Packers Nation, about this game. I'm just saying, win or lose, how do y'all feel? Where do y'all think we need to improve at? Where do y'all think we solid at? Hey, let me know in the chat. I also want to commend the offensive line too. They were really good in the second half. The offensive line really was much better in the second half. I want to give them their credit as well. Definitely want to give them their credit. And I want us to be proud too. We was down 10-0. They was trying to run us out the building. Robert Brooks said we now got to let them score quick and rely on the offense, or we get a hell of a turnover. Yeah. Wow, wide open. No pressure. No pressure. That's what I be telling y'all. They not getting these dudes under pressure, man. We gotta address this defensive line in the offseason. I'm done. I don't want to see Rashawn Gary in a Packer uniform next year. I don't want to see Kenny Clark in a Packer uniform next year. Why? Quay Walker too. Get him out of here, man. Get these dudes out of here. Ah, man. Oh, this was the problem during the Aaron Rodgers era. The defense couldn't get pressure, make stops. Curse with this defense. Make a damn play. Jared Goff ain't even cold like that. Man. We need a play. We need a play. And does anybody have an update on Jair Alexander? When is Jair Alexander even coming back? What's his status? What's up with Jair? When is he coming? Is he coming back this year? Does anyone know? Let me know in the chat. Sick of him too. Why are you always hurt? Come on, Pack. Do something, man. Look at that. Look at that. Robert Brooks said it's the same as our last meeting against the Lions. Mistakes, turnovers, and penalties. We should have won the last game and this game. Facts. Facts. But again, Robert Brooks, as we always state, you can't make mistakes against high level elite teams. The same thing. Oh, ridiculous. We fought, y'all. We fought. We definitely fought. I mean, what Robert Brooks said, this sums it up. This is literally it. Mistakes, turnovers, and penalties. That you can't do that against great teams. And let's not be fooled. Lions are a great team with championship aspirations. Championship aspirations. You can't make the mistakes. You can't fumble the ball. You can't get penalties. You can't do that against elite competition. You just can't, especially when you have a defense that can't get pressure. We can't generate any pressure. Even when we blitz, all I see is people saucing. I hate to be that person to say, but they not better than us, man. Damn, we the best team in the NFC North when we discipline, man. It's the mental mistakes. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Horrible. Horrible. This We need Jair back so we can try to do some more exotic things defensively. Us just sitting back in the zone with low IQ linebackers is not going to do it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. We got to address this in the offseason, y'all. This defensive line, it's a problem. They're all trash. Everybody that's on that defensive line sucks. Period. Never get no damn pressure. Never. Can't tackle. Oh. And you know how Campbell didn't even have no respect for us. He kept going for it on fourth down. He went up for it on fourth down on his own side of the field. They don't got no respect for this defense. Man. And they gonna run it all the way down. Like I said, my broadcast is slightly delayed. Slightly delayed. We fought hard though, y'all. We fought hard. Offense, they did what they could. They did what they could. I mean, there we showed no resistance on this drive. They walked right up and down the field. Yeah, let's hope we block one. There we go, William Johnson, a block. Facts. And it's over. We fought hard. Defense let us down. We fought hard. They just needed to get a stop, some pressure. We just needed something to go our way, and it didn't. But all I say is that if we see them again, I think we have a very good chance of beating this team. As long as we're remaining disciplined, not turning the ball over, not these excessive penalties, we'll be good. What up, Foreign Land? Yeah, very irritating, man. Very irritating. Ridiculous. Jay Stizzle said Packers will not make it far in the playoffs this year. We just don't have the defense. That is the truth. If y'all want to have this conversation today, we can have this today. Because this defense is not it. I'm telling y'all. This defense is very suspect to me. Very suspect. William Johnson said, nice game. Agreed. Robbie H was good. No, we didn't. MLF is the softest, sorriest system in the league history. Damn. All right. Mia Kim said, only if Watson didn't cost us that penalty, it would have been a touchdown and it would have been a different story. But that's the whole thing, though, Mia Kim. You can't make mental mistakes against elite competition. Detroit wasn't making mistakes like that against Detroit. Made that interception and that fourth down thing. That was really it. They don't make a lot of mistakes. We shoot ourselves in the foot all the time. That's what cost us those games in the beginning of the season was the mental mistakes and field goal kicking. We have to address that. We have to be disciplined. Christian Watson, damn man, you do something good, then two things bad is crazy. Delton Clay said it would have been nice to have Jair. It'd be nice to have Jair a lot. He stayed hurt too. That's why as a Packers fan, again, I'm not a coach. I'm not in strength and conditioning. I'm nowhere near the Packers organization. But what I will tell you is I have a doctorate in common sense. And when I know that I have a great cornerback that's often injured, I would look to have another great corner available, which is why I said we should have got Deshaun Cooper. My boy Brandon King Carr said, take it one game at a time. Absolutely. Watson hurt us this game. He definitely hurt us. He made some plays, but mental mistakes hurt us this game. And Watson was definitely part of that problem, unfortunately. Robbie A said 4th and 5. MLF punts like a coward. Defense all day. No blitzing. Soft coverage all game. He should be fired. He's buried 2.0. Never seen more of a coward call. Damn. You know what? We should have went for it on 4th and 5. I will say that. But the defense problem is the lack of athletes. We don't we don't have any athletes in that front seven. I keep emphasizing that because that's the biggest problem on this team. The Achilles heel of the Packers team is the defense, especially the front seven. I'm still waiting for y'all to tell me any person that's impactful on our front seven. That's that's the linebacking core and the defensive line. There's no impact players within that zone, and that's the problem. You have to have a disruptor. Why is KC still winning games? And their offense is mid. Because their defense has people that can cause pressure. Jones brings pressure. He can collapse your offensive line dolo. Lions had that dude before that he got hurt. He get pressure. You cannot win in the NFL if you can't get pressure. Man, listen. I want Gary and Clark gone as soon as possible. What benefit are they on this team? We have to address this. We got to address this front seven. Yeah, Robbie H, they're playing zone. They're playing zone because if they try to bring pressure and blitz, they're going to get beat deep. We damned if we do, we damned if we don't. That's the thing. The reason they're playing back that far is because they know that our front seven is not going to get any pressure. So they just trying to keep everything in front of them. The reason the secondary is playing like that is because of how inept our front seven is. That's the reason. The front seven is the reason. I'm telling you, the front seven is the reason. Daddy Phil said, but the going on fourth down was so disrespectful too. To me, I really don't believe they didn't tighten up on that for real. For real, we don't have the athletes, bro. We don't have. You think Quay Walker is really good? No, he's not. You think Kenny Clark is good? No, he's not. Rashawn, I keep asking y'all, tell me who is good in the front seven. If you can't, we can't win a Super Bowl. You tell me the last team that won a Super Bowl without an impact defensive player on the front seven. Take your time. Who? When is the last time a team won a Super Bowl without an impact Pro Bowl player on the front seven? Who? We got this defense has been a problem since the Aaron Rodgers years and is rearing its ugly head again this year. We need impact players. We need Pro Bowl caliber players on that front seven, and we don't have it. Nothing even close. Got a bunch of marks out there salsa dancing all day. What up, Bleacher Report boss VP?
Man,
They want to blame Christian Watson, and I get that too. But this defense, I mean, you allowed a coach to just go for it on every fourth down. Hey, Campbell was out there coaching like it was Madden. He had no respect for our defense. No respect.
no respect, man. And
Bullshit, man.
keep it a buck. You know, we talk about John Horus on the Packers all the time. I mean, John Horus about the Bucks all the time. My problem with this, Gunakunts, you draft garbage in the first.
Facts. First two rounds.
Like why? You might as well just trade these guys and get a Miles Garrett. Get
Right.
get somebody that can rush the passer. We got the money now. Like
Fair point, Fanatic. You're right. I agree.
that's my problem with this team. Like every time, but shout out to the team. We played our tails off.
Right. We fought.
They fought. I give the Packers offense their flowers. Packers offense is elite. I give them that. It's just our defense. We can't stop a Cole. We had one interception. I'm like, oh, we got an interception, but then somebody else got hurt. And then Williams got a concussion, so he might be out for a couple
You
of
know why?
weeks.
You know why? You know why our defense is trash? For a coach to go for it on his own side of the field,
He don't care.
he don't. He know you. He's like y'all dookie, and that's what he's saying. That's what he did. He in our face like yeah y'all ain't nothing on defense. They and for I saw all y'all like hey man we just need a stop. In order to get a stop, you need to get pressure. Y'all gotta y'all gotta understand the game of football. Football on defense is based on pressure and collapsing the pocket. If you cannot do that, you will not beat elite teams. That's it. It ain't even nothing to think about. I'm asking y'all again. What team has won a Super Bowl without a Pro Bowl caliber player on the front seven? When has it happened? Let's talk. Let's talk.
Man.
And then I see you, Mia Kim. I see you, Patricia P. Joyful Noise. Hey, Jair is hurting this team too. Jair is hurting this team too. What up, Carrie?
It's driving me crazy though thinking about it. It's
Hey, it's
just
Moose 414. Shout out to my main man. Said blame Watson for what? He's not the reason the Packers lost. I'm not gonna say he's the reason. I'm still gonna blame the defense. I'm still gonna blame the defense.
it's
He did
defense.
have two huge mistakes. That's key. I agree. But the defense could have made some more plays too.
They just they gotta look in the mirror like they not getting no pressure. You got Gary in there ain't getting no pressure. You got Gary getting no pressure. Clark really getting no pressure, and you a 4th down and 2. The quarterback falls down and still hand the ball off, and he still got the 1st down. How about you? That's how we lost. The quarterback fell down, still hand off the ball, and he still got the 1st down. Like I
That's
don't that
crazy.
right there's in my mind, like just burning in my mind, like that's how we lost.
Can I just show y'all something on the screen real quick? Just bear with me here. I'm so upset. I just need to start exposing people. Hold on real quick. All right, all right. Let me just get this back. Hold on, y'all. Do y'all see this here? Hold on. Let me tap in Mr. Smith right here. Dr. Smith. Hold on 1 second, sir. I'm going to tap you in 1 second. This is why I bag on Kenny Clark all the time. This high-paid idiot. I wish I could wipe the smile off of his face. 1 sack all year. 1 sack all year. Get in the. Oh, my God. What? 1 sack all year. He is terrible. Trash. Basura. Kenny Clark, right? We paying him a ton of money, right? Bleacher Report boss. We paying him a ton of money.
A lot of money.
He got 1 sack.
1 sack.
Okay. Let's go back one. Okay. What's the other Mark name? Gary, right? Rashawn. Gary, right?
It was Sean Gary.
4.5 sacks, right? So 2 idiots together have 5.5 sacks, probably getting 25, 30 million a year combined. 2 idiots, 5.5 sacks, right? All right, all right, all right. Zadarius Smith by himself, 7 sacks. Let me tap in, Dr. Smith. I don't want to hear about this defense no more until we get somebody to get 10 sacks. That is absolutely ridiculous. You can't win in the NFL. Shout out to Dr. Smith at the bottom right. Y'all know the VP at the bottom left. Let's talk about this defense. Somebody explain to me how you can win a Super Bowl without any Pro Bowl caliber people on your front 7. Our 2 highest paid people have 5.5 sacks.
I mean, that's pretty much the story right there, right? All week, not even all week, all year. Well, firstly, salute to the chat, salute
Salute,
to you.
salute.
What's happening, Dan? Salute to everyone in the chat. I feel like we got to do some like emergency therapy session.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's been a rough week, man.
Right,
It's
it
been
is.
I mean,
It
I'm not.
is.
Look, Mr. Smith. I was down this morning, but when I got my news, perked back up, man. Perked back up
with
today.
Chris Middleton, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I seem to be. I feel like like it's like rap these days for me, right? I'm getting old now, right? So I used to be like the first one with the news. If anyone dropped the album, I was always the one breaking the news. Now
Right.
these days, the kids be telling me now, man. Oh yeah, come on, man. This album been out.
Now you getting now you get
Oh.
Hold on
For
1 second, y'all. This is a great question, a great response. The Fanatic perspective said the last time we had an athlete or athletic defender, it was a Super Bowl year. Clay Matthews and Charles Woodson, and I completely agree.
we had
We had
Julius Peppers.
dogs that year. We
Yo, yeah,
had
Julius Peppers. So Julius Peppers.
Yeah,
We did have Julius Peppers.
we had Julius
Yeah.
Peppers. And then
But he wasn't drafted though to us though. I
no,
just say Clay Matthews though. We'll say as far as draft, it was Clay Matthews.
yeah.
they have a type. So like if you listen to any of these Packer content creators, right, and how they analyze the draft, right, more than maybe any other team, Green Bay has like a specific type. They have like athletic measurables
Right.
that they look for. There's like it's very specific. So it's almost like assembly line that we're going to get the same type of player very similarly, right? I'm not mad at the draft. I think that we addressed some real things that we needed. Last year, the safety room was doo-doo. This year, we have one of the best safety rooms in football.
I think our
It just,
secondary is okay, Dr. Smith. I don't think the secondary is really a
yeah,
problem. And like
yeah.
Marvin just said, game change for defense when Evan Williams and Lucas Van Ness went out on injury. Lucas Van Ness is the only person that can get any pressure on this team defensively. Evan Williams, that definitely hurt, and without Jair Alexander, who's often
You
injured.
said
Yeah.
LVN is like you want to talk about basura. LVN is basura. Oh,
Right.
he
He's
is
bad
trash.
too, but he at least tried. He I at least
I don't
see
know.
him moving some people back. Let me see how many sacks he got. He he got 3 sacks.
And Precious, he's a one big super nothing. He is
Right.
a big super nothing.
No, we haven't
Rashawn
drafted any
Gary,
impact people. No, I agree with you, but go get your breakdown. Let me start in my bad. Go ahead,
I,
Dr. Smith.
I was just saying that I think it's a project in the building, right? I think we probably could have looked for a better pass rusher, but the need was so like there was such a need to go and fix the safety room that you can only plug so many holes at one time. So you hoped that Rashawn Gary and Kenny Clark would do more than they've been. Kenny Clark has been slowly eroding over time. Now I
Right.
will in defense, and it's not much of a defense, right? But I will say in his defense, he's one of the most double team guys in the league, and he's
Okay.
not Aaron, right? So he's not Aaron Donald, unfortunately, and you
But with
kind of
that
pay
being said, shouldn't Rashawn Gary be getting more pressure then? If he's getting double teamed,
can't
that means someone's
can't
getting 1-on-1 or
can't and won't defend that. I have nothing to say, right? Because if Kenny Clark is getting double teamed like that, man, it's just you know what I mean. And so like I had heard someone say, well, switching to the 4-3 might have been a thing for Rashawn Gary. Rashawn Gary started off
in the
4.
4-3.
He was, and when he was in Michigan, he had to convert to a 3-4 linebacker,
Right.
right? And he was like fantastic as a drop back defender, like as a 3-4 outside linebacker. Like his impact was going and getting that quarterback, but he got injured. He came back from the injury and has just not
Been
been
the same.
and that's the story of the game. Because if you listen to anyone analyze the Lions,
Right.
Jared is I'm not saying he's invincible, but he's a superior quarterback if you can't get pressure on him. And
You see what I was saying before he got on here? You can't beat elite teams, Dr. Smith, if you can't get pressure. It's impossible. It's impossible. Why do y'all think Brady was good for so many years? You couldn't get to him. When you did, they lost, and that was the only times he lost was in the Super Bowl like that because they were getting pressure. Pressure
yeah,
breaks pipes. Period. And then when you don't get pressure and you're playing in a zone, a team like the Lions are gonna pick you apart. Cause you playing in the zone because you scared if you play man to man, your quarterbacks are gonna get beat because you can't get pressure. At the end of the day, the source of the defensive failure is no pressure.
was no pressure, and it's like a it's like a confluence of
Right.
factors, right? Because it was a touchdown early in the game with just we want to talk about disappointments. Eric Stokes was our number one overall pick the year he was drafted,
He's
and
terrible.
he is, oh gosh,
I don't think he
did you
should be.
see?
I think he needs to be cut too. And I'm not trying
Look,
to take
He
food
will
out of
be.
people's mouths, but you're not helping this team at all. Whatever
look,
you
look,
used
look,
to
look,
be, go
hey,
ahead,
Mr.
BP.
Smith, I'm gonna break it down for you. You're gonna look at me like clapping because I know my stuff about this. The guy that caught 2 touchdowns on Stokes, he was out for 2 years with the same knee injury from the Denver Broncos. Came back today and scored 2 touchdowns on Stokes. Two. The second one was more egregious because he was wide open.
Stokes has no technique whatsoever, right? So with Stokes, it's all physical athletic ability because he's a rocket. He's fast. That can't be denied. He's like one of the fastest dudes on the team. between he and Christian Watson. But that's how poor his technique is.
That's a
Because
great
for
point.
that fast and to be that useless means that your skill is so bad. It's so bad. How are you that fast? And he's not just fast, he's tall. He's useless. The dude is useless. The touchdown that he scored on, like, he came at the last second. The ref was doing this, right? The ref was doing this. The guy was about to give the ball to the ref, and Eric Stokes going to come and try to do some half-ass. The play is over, bro. Like, where were you? What were you doing? That's my problem. Jair Alexander not being in the secondary exposes our issues out back,
Thank you.
and this
Hey,
complete
hey, look at this
pass
comment
rush
real quick.
exposes.
Oh
Can't
man.
defend it. I hate it. I hate it because it's about the same thing. They're
It's
about
about
as
the
impact.
same thing, literally. I know we laughing,
They're
but
about
it's
as,
unfortunately very similar situations.
the only thing that I would say about Jair, and I'm not going to jump up and down on Chris's head,
Right.
but Jair will at least come back and try, and his body fails him. Whereas
Good point.
Chris, there was a debate as to whether, like, have you been medically cleared or haven't you been medically cleared? And we
You
had to
about
go
to
like,
get him down. You about to get him down.
yeah, toxic. I'm seeing a therapist about it. We're not gonna be toxic. 2.123, right? You know what I mean? I'm not gonna
Right.
do it, right? But at least he's coming back. It is what it is. But Jair, we never had to. I was never confused as to the true nature of his injuries because he would come back when he probably shouldn't have. You feel me? And I think that was
Mm,
why he was out to begin with. That other game where he was only in for 3 plays, he shouldn't have came back, but he
right.
tried. He really wanted to because he knew that that's how people are starting to look at him.
No, that's a
Feel me?
good point. That's a great point, Don Smith. Great point.
Well,
And I don't feel that way about Chris. You know what I mean? I'm glad
this
Chris is back.
Hold on, I
Don't
want you
get
to
me.
address this question, Bleach Report boss, and then you, Dr. Smith. So Jay Stizzle said this game allowed me to adjust my expectations for this team this year. Real good young team, but not ready defensively. Goody needs to work this off go to work this off season. Has
this
this has this
this perfect. This
has this
question
leveled
perfect
your
for
expectations for this team because of the defense? Has it limited where we can go?
yeah. Yes. This question is perfect question by that. Who said that question again?
Oh, that was Jay Stizzle.
Perfect question. Thank you so much. Because I was going to address this because I feel like overall our defense is going to hold us back. It's going to hold us back because Love is getting it. They scored 31 points. The Lions couldn't really stop us. Checkers had 3 touchdowns. And to me, my personal opinion, I feel like the Lions not that good as we think they are. But at the
Thank
same
you.
time, if you get a team that can play, personally feel who the best team in the NFC right now is the Philadelphia Eagles. If you want to be real honest, I think it's the Eagles right now because they can rush the passer. They can rush the passer. We can't right now. And this off season, this team, my problem, I said with Gutekunst, you're going to draft all these, you want to hold on to these first round picks. All these first round picks, you draft doo-doo. You
Yeah,
don't
so
want to
that's
draft.
my point. Why keep the first round picks if you have a history of not doing anything? I'd rather give up 2 first round picks and get a guaranteed pass rusher like Myles Garrett. Give him 2 first rounds. Y'all not gonna draft the right people anyway. Go ahead, VP. Then we'll go to Dr.
Get,
Smith.
get your Miles Garrett. Get a Crosby.
TJ
Get
Watt.
TJ Watt. Man, get somebody. I'm not saying TJ Watt I don't think gonna get, but get somebody elite
Max
that
Crosby, maybe, yeah.
passer. Like these playing these games and trying to be okay. We don't want to get too much money. When you lose, nobody cares about you building this team up. When you lose, nobody cares about that. I'm tired of people saying, "Oh, think about the future. Think about the future." It doesn't matter if you're not winning. If you're winning, nobody cares about that. That's when people talk about the Bucks. I'm like, I don't care if they're not winning. It doesn't matter. What does it
Right.
matter about winning? You got to win right now. You can't wait around. That's why I get on like Lions. They first time in a long time they beat us twice this season. They swept us. But my thing with them is they haven't won anything yet. The Lions, they're hot right now. But once they go back to where they was, when they don't get that, their players ain't playing good, they're gonna feel it again. But the thing is, they're going for it right now. They're going for it right now. It doesn't matter how we feel about them. They still like, you know what, we don't care about y'all because we trying to go to the Super Bowl. They trying to talk about right now. And the problem with us is we try to worry about our future too much. They didn't worry about right
He's
here
talking.
and right now. That's what the problem. That's have to hold this on because you can't be playing these games and talking about, oh, we're gonna get our chance this or next year. No, it doesn't matter. It'd be one time, Jordan Love break his leg one day, and then you don't have one. I'm not saying to
Right.
scare anybody. I'm just like, yeah, realistic. You gotta go for it. And it seems like to me the Packers are scared to go for that. They're building a good team, but they're scared to go for the jugular because they're worried about money in the future. You already
They
got
weren't
like
worried about money with Kenny Clark and Rashawn Gary.
you got two contracts that's horrible, and they know it. They know it is bad. It's a bad contract with those two teams. I mean, two players. You gotta have some contact, impact players that don't have it. You got Jared Goff just staying in the pocket like ain't nothing. He ain't
But
get touched the whole game. He didn't get sacked. The coach he got sacked.
oh no,
Everybody.
Gary got a sack. I'm gonna give it. Wait, let me see which one of the morons got a sack. Oh, it was Gary.
It was scary, but it was
Yeah, it
it was
was B2, B1 and B2. B2 got the sack.
it's
Oh, I'll be right back.
Yeah,
Keep
go
going.
ahead. Yeah, you come back. I want you to respond to that one too, there, Dr. Smith. Yeah, like
yeah.
this is just so frustrating. This is the same thing that we were going through under the Aaron Rodgers regime. All offense, no defense. All offense, no defense. Josh Jacobs gonna go to the Pro Bowl. Jordan Love probably going to the Pro Bowl. Nobody in that front seven will be going to the Pro Bowl. We do have to realize the expectation. We might have to simplify our expectations for this team unless we start to get a pass rush in these next few games. Without a pass rush, you're not going to beat elite teams. You're
I
just
don't
not. It's not going to happen.
I don't know if it's gonna happen this year, man, because they have to change the players they put in. They just don't push. They don't got that off in them to push them down the field or get them off the line. The salsa dancing, the getting hold and not even trying to get off. Quay Walker can't cover.
It's just a lot.
Quay
It's
Walker
really a
can't
lot.
cover to save his life. He's getting destroyed in the middle. Like he the one should just rush and that's it.
Now we
Like I'm
9-4.
I am tired of Quay Walker in coverage. I'm
Quay
tired of us.
Walker is absolute. Did y'all watch Quay Walker? Hey, friends and family, did y'all watch Quay Walker today? He is terrible. Absolutely atrocious. He has no awareness. He doesn't know where he should be, what he should be doing, why he has all those tackles as he reacts after something happens. You know what he reminds me of? A black AJ Hawk. He's always there a day late and a dollar short. Go ahead, Dr. Smith. It's on you.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
right. I would say, yeah, I wasn't happy with Quay Walker in coverage today, but I mean, he played better than Devontae Wyatt. Did Devontae Wyatt even play today?
Is that
Devontae Wyatt,
saying much? Is that
our
even saying
first
much?
overall, and he was our first overall pick the year that he got drafted. Our first overall pick, just like Quay.
Mm-hmm.
These Georgia dudes are really starting to piss me off because once upon a time, Georgia had like one of the best defenses in college football. Eric Stokes is not going to stay. They didn't pick up his fifth-year option. He's
No.
out. So,
He
right,
don't know
Devontae
he picked this
Wyatt,
guy. He's gone. He
what
is
are
gone after
doing?
this year.
Quay Walker, number like just straight Georgia first-round picks just hasn't worked out, right? I think at the very least, the Packers need to evaluate this formula that they've stuck to over the years that's tried and true, right?
The
Listen to
draft
a lot of Packers.
crap ain't working no more. The draft and develop ain't working no more, man. You gotta slip it up a little bit. Ted Thompson is rest in peace. Is not here anymore. Rest in peace to Ted Thompson. Happy what he did for the Packers over the years. You salute you, but we gotta get off this velocity with that. Draft the love ain't working no more. We got to
Yeah,
get on the go
I'll
be
push
dog.
back a little. with that. I do believe in draft to develop because I think, like, for example, our second round and third round picks are really good, but our
Yeah, I
first
agree with that.
picks
I'm
are,
really, but
I
that's the
don't
problem.
know
Our
what's
first
happening.
round.
What up, Amtrax?
I'm sorry. Say again. Say
Oh no,
again.
I was just saying salute to Amtrax. He said what you said was 100 about Stokes, and I agree
Yeah,
with you. Yeah.
No, I mean what Daniel was saying. What was you
Oh,
saying?
go
I'm
ahead,
sorry.
Dan.
you're absolutely right. Our second and third round picks are mostly good, and that's our problem. Our first round picks we draft is just not that good. This is the
Yeah.
same team. God rest his soul, Ted Thompson. He passed on TJ Watt for Kevin King. I will never forget that. I was like,
Well,
he's right there. He's right there.
I mean, if you really wanted to, you know, you don't have to even go back that far. He picked Jordan Morgan over Cooper DeJean this year. Cooper
Thank
DeJean
you.
fought in the
Twice.
secondary.
Thank you.
Can't even get on the
Twice.
and
Twice.
big and soft too. He's a big, soft offensive lineman. Now he might be good. Cooper DeJean is good. Everyone and their mother knew that he was going to be good, and he would have fit right into what
And
we're doing.
he's having an impact now. Cooper.
So that there, so that's the thing. Like I think that I've listened to a lot of Packer content creators, right, with this, and because I've been going back and forth with
Facts,
this, right.
Moose.
I do think that there is success in how the Packers go about their business, but to a certain extent, right? Every year we're in the conversation, whereas there's always somebody else, though, right? Whether it was like this year it's the Lions, last year was the 49ers,
Yeah.
it'll be Seahawks. I remember when the Panthers went 15-1. We were always in the conversation. So we're really good at being almost good enough, right? The formula that we have keeps us in the conversation, but rarely does it put us over the
Facts,
top. The
Patricia.
time that we pushed our chips to the center of the table, because it's not like we haven't done it before, but they got burned because guys didn't finish the deal. That was the year that they went out and got Whitney Merciless from Houston. Like they
Oh,
went
okay.
all in. You know what I mean? And then we got Aaron Rodgers out. We played the 49ers. There was a cartoon show in the playoffs of mistakes, and we didn't finish the deal. And that was the year that we pushed all of our chips in the middle, right? These guys are going to be on the financially conservative side. They're going to be afraid to spend money.
You spitting, Robbie.
They do spend money, but it's not going to be over the top because they did go out and pay Josh Jacobs, who is a revelation,
Right.
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And they went out and got Xavier McKinney. Xavier McKinney to me is the best safety in football. So it's not as if they're afraid, but some of the decisions, like their draft formula, the guys that they look at, I do think that process needs to be evaluated, right? That needs to be called to the carpet. When your first overall picks include guys like Eric Stokes,
Yeah.
like Quay, like Devontae Wyatt, like LVN.
Yeah.
LVN is on his way to being a bust. Eric
Agreed.
Stokes is a bust. Quay Walker, I don't think he played terribly tonight. I just think that this is the Bobby Portis thing. They play him out of position, and he's not good enough to like alter what it is he needs to do to play
Right.
what it is now. He should be an off-ball linebacker. All of the thinking, the
It's
decision
too
making
much
is
for
not.
his brain. It's too much
It's
for him.
too much. It's too much. Just point him in a direction and go. They do this with Edger and Cooper. I think if you had Edger and Cooper on one side, Quay Walker on the
I
other
brought
side,
him up earlier.
base.
That him not being there impact because he's a quality linebacker.
Yeah, for sure. But it's hard to make any arguments though about our absentee guys because if Detroit came at us fully loaded, I think we could have lost. We might have lost by 4 touchdowns.
Yep.
We like almost the entire starting roster was out. That's what's disappointing. All of those guys were out. Now, mind you, we don't have a clean bill of health either
Right.
at all, right? But all of those guys were out, and we still couldn't like get assertive and stop. We let them big boy us like that. We let that dude go for it on fourth down with seconds to go, and that could have stopped it, and we couldn't stop it.
That shows that if that wasn't a slap in the face to this defense that people need to be cut, I don't know what is. That's literally spitting in your face. Literally. We don't even respect y'all that y'all can stop us on this. to put this game into overtime. Y'all, he's telling us it with a megaphone. Your defense is trash. That's what he's telling us. What if I don't even do that on Madden, and that's a video game. I've never gone for it four times on fourth down in a game. I've never done it, and that's in a video game. They're doing it in real life. That's because your defense sucks. Period.
I go a couple of times, baby. So I mean, I don't mess around, man. If I 4-1, I'm going for it.
We should have went for it maybe on that 4th and 5 to keep it real.
That's what I said. I was like a couple of times.
That was a story. That to me was a story. They had fortitude, we didn't. So when you see that we're scoring, but we need to stay scoring because our defense is susceptible. When we're in that red zone, it's just situational awareness. You got to know the guy that you're going up against because he will go for it on fourth down. So it's not just us that he does that to. He does this to everybody.
Pressure, baby. What it says is two.
He's too for me. Just say the defense stunk up the place because they did. He's probably cussing them out behind closed doors, right?
See, he's right. He's probably not gonna show him. He's not gonna show him up on public though, but he's definitely.
They sucked. They sucked it up, man. Like you knew well if they played a little bit better, we could have won this game. Cause I believe in my heart that we can play against.
Amtrak said our defense doesn't blitz match. He could switch it up during the play. Blitz and do what? Who gonna get to the quarterback if we blitz? That's where y'all are not understanding. We don't have the talent in the front seven. We can't blitz. None of that's gonna work. These dudes are all scrubs. I keep telling you, tell me who is an impact player in the front seven. Don't give me no overview about blitzing and all that. Who can do it?
I was going to say
telling me about all this other stuff. I want to know who's the player to do it.
I'm gonna see you some Keith Sweat right now. Nobody,
man.
Nobody.
Blitzing. It's just that we weren't getting home with the blitz. It was a couple of times when Isaiah McDuffie was blitzed, but whoever who was supposed to be picking up the blitz was effective each time. Each time, Isaiah McDuffie doesn't have the dexterity around that guy. Get over that guy. There was one time where a guy just smooth flipped Isaiah McDuffie, caught him by the legs, and Isaiah McDuffie had to. Here's the thing. There's a play to me that was like the synopsis of the early part of the game. Right. This was like the beginning of the second half. We looked like we were getting moved around and pushed around up into that point. Not everybody. Josh Jacobs, in my opinion, our best. He and Xavier McKinney, ironically, the guys who were brought over, are our two best players. That's crazy to me. But beginning of the second half, they give the ball to Josh Jacobs. Brian Branch sees this. He comes all the way in from the secondary like a heat-seeking missile. You could see the play was designed for Dontavian Wicks to block whoever it is that was going to come in and make the tackle, make the first point of contact, which would have released Josh Jacobs and freed him up. If you go back and you watch this game, I want you to go to that first play. It's easy to find. It's the first play of the second half. Dontavian Wicks had enough time to step in and block. He made a business decision, made some half-ass attempt to tackle, missed him completely, and we got dropped in the backfield. And that is the
difference between the Lions
and the Packers, because the Lions will come with violence. They're not afraid. Whereas some of our guys, it's like they had to get smacked in the mouth to start responding, and eventually they would respond. Dontavian Wicks wanted no part of that, and Josh Jacobs ends up getting dropped for a loss. If I'm Josh Jacobs, I'm pulling Dontavian Wicks aside. And it's just like that movie, The Program, back in the day. You miss a block for me again, we're going to fight right here in the field.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
All right. How do y'all feel about this? It's Moose 414 said, hold on 1 second. Not that one. He was talking about, let me find it again. Here we go. It's Moose 414 said, I have to be honest. Y'all are praising the offense this game, but they were awful in the first half. I'm sorry. They were awful, but then they turned it around, right?
Yeah.
They were awful, but then we got the back-to-back touchdowns. We went up. When did the defense make enough plays, though? It still come down to the defense. Even if the offense had a bad first half, we still scored 31 points. And it really should have been 34, more than that.
And think about it. The two touchdowns the Lions scored was on fourth down. Like it wasn't like they was scoring at will at us. 4 downs. If they just made one adjustment at all, it could have been three. They could have been not scoreless at that point. They was 4 for 5 for fourth down. 4 for 5.
Right.
Like I'm telling you right now, that's not a form you're gonna keep continuing to do. Like that's the Lions. Campbell is a gambler. He is known for being a gambler on offense. He don't care. He wants to go. He wants to win the game right now. He's trying to, but eventually it's going to cost him. It's one of these days it's going to cost him, and I hope it's in the playoffs. I really don't care right now about them. They probably gonna get the 1 seed. They probably gonna get a bye, whatever. But I
Right.
believe if we see
It
him
did
again,
cost. That's what cost them last year when they were
Right.
playing the 49ers. The gamble played at the 49 that they didn't make good on, and the 49ers end up stopping them. And
ran
with
the
Green
ball.
Bay, the game
That's a
was
good
close.
argument. Moose said an interception, a fourth down stop. Yes, the interception helped. That fourth down stop was because he didn't respect our defense, though. So you got to look at it like that. The fourth down stop only happened because he was spitting in our face like y'all weak. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. The fourth down even happened is because of the disrespect he has for our defense.
But that's the other thing. Like when Keyshawn Nixon, so that has to be like an area of like massive overhaul, right? I love Jair just like I love Chris Middleton. I think he's one of the best players. Both of them are one of the best players that we've had on the teams for years, right? Chris Middleton is one of the best ever Milwaukee Bucks. Jair Alexander to
Mm-hmm.
me is one of the best ever Packers. The injuries are it's unfortunate. I can't blame them for being injured, but the rest of them, Keyshawn Nixon to me is look, yes, he got the interception, and that'll be like the Keyshawn Nixon experience. He'll do something that will make you forget some of the other goofy stuff that he did. That last play, and I do realize it's Amon St. Ra, Amon. I can't say that dude's name. Amon Ra St. Brown. Amon Ra St. Brown. I know he's one of the best wide receivers in football.
Right.
But that version that he did, where Keyshawn Nixon was talking about push off. Keyshawn, man, you did not move out of your stance until Amon Ra was in your face. Any kind of contact would have knocked you off balance. You didn't
Right.
come up him, try to initiate. You didn't move. You didn't do anything because you lacked the agility. So there's no way that he's going to stay with him step for step. So his technique, very Joe Barry-esque, is to let the
Mr.
dude.
414, we're not talking about offense, strictly defensive draft. We're great on offense. We're talking defense.
Yeah, I'm not,
Carry on. Yeah.
offense, I don't want to hear that. The offense is elite. I'm not worried about offense.
Go ahead, Dr. Smith.
Stop. He
Like
can't stop
very Joe
nobody
Barry,
right
where you don't go up and force the person to make a play. You allow the person to catch the ball and then you rally
Thank you.
after. And that was Keyshawn's, like, he is suited for that old offense. He's not a coverage cornerback. He's not terrible. He's certainly better than Eric Stokes. You can even argue that well, I think Carrington Valentine is better than him, but they are determined to put him out on the field before they'll put Carrington Valentine out on the field. And so you just let him convert. This is like 4th and 26 type stuff. Like, it doesn't matter what the down and distance is. If that's the mindset, we're not going to actually stop anybody because you're just going to let them catch the ball anyway and then rally the tackle afterwards because you don't have the agility. You don't
Right.
watch enough tape. You don't know where the guy's going. So you're so scared to get burned that you just stay in your stance and you let the dude catch the ball and then you try to respond afterwards. And so they chunk you to death. You don't have enough technique to actually stop it from happening. The only person that seems to be talented enough with technique to actually block those stuff up is always injured. Is always injured. There's like a night and day difference between Jair and everyone else in the cornerback room. Carrington
Right.
Valentine is coming along and he might be serviceable at some point, but he's maybe not there yet full time. Keyshawn Nixon is not the answer. They have got to overhaul it. And they had an opportunity to get started with Cooper DeJean. They decided to go with Jordan Morgan because Jordan Morgan met all of the measurables. That's what I'm saying. They have like this formula, chart, table, whatever that
Yeah, clearly.
they're so married to that And if it's only ever yielding like a certain level of success, that's part of it. Like some of the Green Bay fan base or whatever, they're so arrogant as to their perceived Green Bay's perceived success. I'm in my mid 40s. I'm getting old. I'm getting toward the half century mark.
Right.
We've won 2 championships in my lifetime. Right? We are always in the playoffs. We're always knocking on the door, but of Super Bowl. But we've only won twice
Thanks.
in my time. So I don't know why we are married to the idea that we're super successful. We've won a lot of games. We haven't won a lot of Super Bowls. 2 is 2 more than some teams, no
Right.
doubt. But we could have won a lot more. And I do think that the formula needs to be called into question. I do. Jordan Morgan can't even get on the field. Notice
Right.
Jordan Morgan had someone go down at one point in time. Sean Ryan went down earlier in the game, and he came back in the game. Jordan Morgan, our first overall draft pick, was not the first off the bench. So you're our number 1 draft pick this year. Not only can you not start, but you're not even the first guy off the bench? What?
Right.
Are you kidding me? Like, you're buried then on the bench. And the times when he has been on the field, he is being thrown around like he does not have physicality. What did the Packers see in him? That the whole process needs to be evaluated, right? I've heard people start talking about, I think it was just like what Daniel was saying, right? What is and I think he was saying it, that we're so married to our picks as if we have to have the picks and it's the value. And the picks only have value if we hit with the picks consistently,
Thank you.
which we have
Exactly.
not been, right?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And so, like, this goes back to it. And don't get me wrong, I know that we weren't ever going to be able to pull someone like a Myles Garrett or
I'm just
Crosby
saying.
or like that, but because that's way, way, way too expensive, right? But the idea that a first round pick is too rich, to me, I think we need to divorce ourselves from that level of thinking, because what we have done, the formula that we've had in the past that some people feel like is so super successful, has gotten us to the show, but not, or almost to the show, but not across the threshold. We haven't. This year is going to be Detroit. Last year was San Francisco. Next year will be somebody else. It's always somebody else. We're good at being somebody else's doorman. We'll hold the door for you, but we're not the ones who are actually
Yeah, we
going
go to the prom, but don't never get to dance with the pretty girl. That's what
Don't
the
be
problem
side.
is.
over the
Get the
top.
That's what
side
it
chick.
is. We go to the prom, we there with everybody, but we never get to have that dance with that pretty girl with the spotlights on. You know what I'm
And then
saying? Silk in the background. I'm doing too much. Let me go.
and
That's
You
it.
know,
the dance, we
you
get
know,
kicked out. Like, oh yeah, you're out. Get out. Go home.
It,
It's,
it,
it's
it,
Jordan Morgan.
we're happy with a mild success. We're happy with getting to the playoffs. That's a successful season with the for the Packers. 10 wins, 11 wins, first round, second round exit. That's a successful season. But if everything goes right and miracles happen, maybe we'll get to the Super Bowl. But for the last 30 years, the same problems have been for the Packers. We keep complaining about the same stuff. Defense, defense, defense. The
And
arrogance of this organization is wild. It's true arrogance. You keep doing the same thing and it's not yielding the same, and you expect it to yield a different result is insanity, as you said before, Dr. Smith. Go ahead, Dr. Smith.
I was saying Nick Loden said Jordan Morgan was injured, but even when he was healthy, he wasn't getting on the field.
Yeah.
The brother lacks violence. That's the other thing, right? We don't have a violent football team. We don't.
Only
That you
person
want
that is Josh Jacobs. The only person that plays violent is Josh Jacobs. That's it.
right. Right. And so like there's always another team. You notice it's the same type of team that moves us around, right?
Right.
It's this, they're built the same way each time. Who does Detroit look like to you? Because to me, they look like the 49er team that we couldn't beat.
Correct.
And who does the 49er team look like? To me, it looked like the Seahawks team that we couldn't beat.
Right.
They all look the same. These violent teams with these violent defenses, with defenses that are very physically aggressive, that will get up in your face, and then running backs that will dominate the show. It's the
Agreed.
same thing because we build the same type of team all the time. We're married to our formula, which means that each and every single time we're going to have the same weakness. The same weakness. When it mattered the most, because this game, we didn't get blown off the field or whatever.
Right.
There were some plays where we needed to come up with a stop, and when it mattered the most, it was a fourth down conversion that we could not stop them converting because we weren't violent enough to get their running back on the ground. We weren't violent enough. That, just like you said, that man spit in our face and went for it on 4th and inches, and we weren't physical enough to stop it. And that's the ball game.
Do you know that's what they're gonna talk about there? Look how many times we went for it on there. They're gonna talk about that. They're gonna talk about that in the locker room. Cause that's real disrespect. I don't think Packer Nation understands how disrespectful what Campbell did was. He is saying he has, I mean, zero respect for our defense. You go for it 4 times in a game against a allegedly elite team. You know something. You know something. It's
So
just absolutely ridiculous. Go ahead, Dr. Smith.
I think we're on to something with the defensive coordinator that we have. I really do like Jeff Hafley. I do.
I do too.
Um, but but I definitely think that once again, I feel like I'm repeating myself. Please forgive me, but the formula that we are married to, that we seem to be married to, because there's a lot of people.
Man, this ain't no Packer. This ain't no Bucks. You want no strange? We got nothing. We talk to you tomorrow, bro. Come on,
No
man.
Strains got the $4.99 super chat. Packer Nation, sorry to interrupt your regularly scheduled program, but y'all ain't slick with that surprise injury report update on K-Mid. No excuses now. We appreciate you tapping in, No Strains. Our favorite op had to dip into Packers pod to. Oh, we got.
Come on, man. Give us
we gotta
day.
let it go. We're gonna talk about it tomorrow. We got 24 hours. I'm gonna go ahead and go to you, and then we're gonna end with the VP. Go ahead. Go ahead, man. That man threw me all the way off. Damn, No
Sure.
Straight stay with a clip. It's on you, Dr. Smith. He
Sure.
stayed with a clip.
So I feel like the process that, like I said, at the very least needs to be looked at. Any time that you continue to do the same thing over and over again, right? It's the definition of insanity. I don't want to speak in cliches, but
Right.
I feel like the team itself and much of the fan base seem to be married to those ideas as if we are doing something correct because we're always
That was hilarious.
you know what I mean? Like we always get to the same spot. We always get to the same spot.
Yeah.
And they feel because of that consistency, we are a model to the rest of the NFL on how to do things. In certain in certain aspects, we are. I think we breed quarterbacks. I do think that. I think we are a wide receiver factory. I
Correct.
do think we. I do think that when it comes to pass protection, we are always consistently among the league leaders when it comes to offensive. But some of the flaws we continue to have year in and year out. You need to look at the process again. When our number one overall pick, even when he was healthy, you're right, Jordan Morgan is hurt, but even when he was healthy, he couldn't get on the field. When our number one overall pick can't get on the field, and when our number one overall picks going back, again, Eric Stokes, Devontae Wyatt, Quay Walker, among others, when all of these guys, LVN, when all of these guys are battling to not be bust, we're not even talking about average players. LVN might be a bust. He is one of the worst pass rushers I've seen in a Green Bay uniform. That dude gets to whoever it is that's blocking him, and he just wants to bench press him. There's no moves. There's no technique. There's no bag. There's no skill set. There's no nothing. What do you work on in the offseason other than biceps in your chest, brother? Like, what are you doing?
Jail workouts. I'm there doing
Yeah,
jail workouts.
football. There's a skill set. You can't just be strong. There's a whole lot of strong people walking up and down the street. There's technique that you have to have. You wouldn't know it though looking at him.
Facts, Patricia.
You wouldn't know it looking at Rashawn Gary right now, unfortunately. And he was a number one overall pick. Where's your skill set? Where's your move package? Because at least with Kenny Clark, I could say he's being double teamed on damn near every play. You're not. What is the problem, man?
Right.
This is going to be like a I wish we could work on strictly the cornerback room, but we can't because it's been a massive letdown as far as the defensive line is concerned, and that I don't know if anyone could have anticipated that. You know what I mean? And so Rashawn Gary digressing, Kenny Clark regressing.
Yeah.
Now makes it so that we can't even just go after cornerbacks because we absolutely have to go after cornerbacks in the draft. That can't be
That's the problem.
right.
Now we're back. We got to draft the same way we were supposed to draft last year. We're supposed to draft. We're gonna have to draft this year. We're gonna do something else crazy.
Right, it's right. You know what I mean? What I am happy about is that we seem to kind of be on a better path
Right.
with the linebacker room, but even then, maybe I like Isaiah McDuffie. Isaiah McDuffie's like a hit stick, see
Right.
ball, hit ball, but he's another victim in coverage. So you have two
Edgerrin
victims,
Cooper's the only versatile one we have. They can play in coverage and get some pressure.
and he could be amazing. He's on
Yep.
his way to being Isaiah McDuffie, old school linebacker, right? Maybe not all that great in coverage, but if you have the ball, if you try to run the ball around him, he's going to put you on the ground. At least he
Right.
has that. You know what I mean? Quay Walker out of position. And I know that with this defense, we're very rarely in the 4-3 that we're actually supposed to be playing in. We usually play in like nickel and dime packages.
Right.
And so you end up actually being 4-2-5 or whatever the case may be. But
it's mostly
still
4-2-5. Yep. It's mostly 4-2-5. Yep.
right. And so, but he's still like right in the middle of the field. And whatever it is they're asking him to do is too much calculus for him. It's too much math. It's too much. You could see it, like that meme that they used to
Yeah, with all the
show
numbers and that's right. All the equations going by.
Too much. It's too much. And you can't simplify it when he's right there in the middle of the field.
Right.
He plays right where a lot of the action that requires you to really. Ray Lewis, he is not. Derek Brooks, he is not. Remember Derek Brooks? He's
I remember
built like
Jared Brooks.
But he's not. He's built like Derek Brooks,
but
he's
not.
fat, and that's
But
what I'm saying.
and
Like
the
a lot of
difference
these
is
guys,
for so people to elaborate. That's the difference. Is the mental. They anticipate where you're going. They don't wait for you to get there. They're going where you're supposed to go and make the play. That's how you blow up plays. That's how you cause fumbles. That's how you stop people. If you watch Quay Walker, that's why I be telling you. I sometimes just zero in on players. Sometimes I just need to watch certain players. I zero in on Quay Walker. If you watch Quay Walker, he never reacts. He's always reacting. He never is proactive. He's never like, oh, I
right,
know this play. Let me go here.
right,
He always waits. He's always, like you said, it seems like equations is going across his face. He's getting confused. They need to simplify what he needs to do because he can't. I'm not calling him slow or nothing like that, but he's not able to process information at a rapid enough pace to be an impactful player on this defense. So he
yeah.
needs to
I
be
mean,
told what to do.
call a spade a spade. Where he's in there, you're not sharp enough for what they're asking
That's
you
for
to
you to
do.
do. That there it is. There
You're
it
not
is.
sharp enough for what they're asking you to do. He needs to be like a pass rusher. It's very simple, right? Be really fast, get
Just said
around the guy, and go get the quarterback. That you can maybe do. But right there in the middle of the field, you can't do that. Like I said, Bobby Portis. There's maybe some things that you could really do really well. Unfortunately, what the team is asking you to do is maybe a bit beyond you at this point. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't think there's a place for him on this team. They didn't pick up his 5th-year option. I cannot envision a scenario where they keep him and have to pay him big money. Because that's where Quay Walker is right now. He's beyond that rookie contract. They're going to have to pay him. They're going to pay Quay Walker after all of this. When he spent half the year
you
being
better you better
standing in the corner on punishment. Like he's always that dude. He's always the dude
Always,
that
he's always
is,
the reason.
yeah,
He's the
they're gonna pay.
reason.
So now they have to go out and go get a linebacker. And once again, we're right back in the we're once again having a draft defense.
It's like
And
a
be
Black Mirror episode.
over and over again. So
Yeah.
what are the needs for
you
Green
see
Bay
why I'm
again?
on my head right now? This
Cornerbacks, linebackers, defensive linemen.
Yep.
What were the needs for Green Bay this last year going? cornerbacks,
Quarterback.
linebackers, defensive linemen. It's the same now. Now, to their credit, they did get Edgerrin Cooper, who I think is going to be a star, right? But Jair Alexander always being injured, Eric Stokes regressing to the point of not being playable, uh, Devontae Wyatt being a complete absentee guy. Like that's so.
It's so
And
frustrating, right? You just be wondering,
yeah,
like,
because if Kenny Clark is being like, we're getting on Kenny Clark, but Kenny Clark's defense, like, I'm not a Kenny Clark apologist, but I will say if he's being double teamed all this time, then the guys who are being singled up, what's your excuse, man?
thank you.
Because Devontae Wyatt, you're not getting double teamed. Carl Brooks is coming. There was a play where Carl Brooks, if he would have made the play, if he went after the quarterback instead of the running back, that would have been the highlight play of the
Oh
year.
yeah,
He
that
was
was
in
he would have
the
blew it up.
backfield
Yep.
so
Put
fast.
your hand up, block the pass.
Right, that was like Aaron Donald-esque, right? When the guy said hike and he was so, it's like he teleported in his face. He just went after the wrong guy. I have seen Devontae Wyatt do that maybe a couple of times. It's not nearly consistent enough. We have the IQ needs to be called into question. There were things that didn't happen that we didn't get called for that we could have, that I would have screamed my voice roar. Going towards the end of the game, did you see Kingsley Enagbare jump on the
Yeah, I
the
saw
pile?
that ball-headed play
Flag.
right there.
That's a flag. The ref just didn't call it. What
They
are you
they want
doing?
the refs did not want them to call that. They was like, we ain't doing that.
We're
They was
doing you
like,
a
look,
favor. We're doing you a favor because any other game, that's a flag. At that time of the game, that's stupid. That's just stupid. What do you? I'm thinking like the people who play the game are the people who should know the rules better than anyone else. So
Facts.
why is it that like you know what I mean? You play the game. It's not just on Sundays. You practice. You study the game. How don't you know the rules when it comes to that unnecessary roughness? But they get in the moment, and it's just not being emotionally mature enough to control yourself. Your adrenaline kicks over. You lose control.
Right.
Very Bob-esque, right? You know, where you're just not thinking. Now, if I calmed you down and I say, what is the rule? What are you supposed to do? You'd be able to recite it back to me, no problem. But when it matters the most, you couldn't. And thankfully for us, the refs didn't call it. We still
Yeah.
lost the game, but
Right,
whatever.
but
You
that
know,
the
you know what
mental
the Lions did?
mistakes.
Yeah, Lions didn't do that stuff. Not in this game. They did in the first game. The dude Branch got himself kicked out the game. I don't, you know what I mean? But in this game, when it mattered most, they didn't make the goofy mistakes. So I'll just leave you with that. I think that the formula needs to be called into question because I
I
think we're
agree.
really good at being almost good enough. We're really good at being almost good enough.
And
We'll
that's
never
what's
fall off.
heartbreaking.
and that's
Yeah.
what, and I know, and to your point, Dr. Smith, I know in my heart the Lions know that once we get our stuff together with the defense, that we're gonna be a problem for them. They know it, and that's why right now they're like, we just trying to take care of them right now. We ain't worried about them. We ain't worried about the Vikings. The Vikings winning games, but they're not it either. They're not the team that you fear when you go against them like that. So it's just the defense for the Packers right now. It's just not good. It is elite teams. We just cannot beat them. And the way we're playing, no pass rush. They just get pushed down. They get pushed around. Get bullied. I see a lineman get pushed on the ground twice.
Yep,
Like he
true.
got pushed on the ground. He was nothing. And I'm like, you got no impact players on defense. Then we call the Packers out for it. Like, stop drafting these guys that you know in the first round ain't good. You get guys in the second and third round that's good, elite. You know, look, remember, I remember Nick Collins drafting the third round for the Packers. Great safety, elite safety. Eventually he got hurt, but you know he was
All
one of the.
he was on his way to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he was Ed Reed. They called him Ed
Right.
Reed. That's how good he was. But he's in the third pick. And then we get a draft guy named Nick Perry. Nick Perry that couldn't even, like, we get guys that just cannot be impact players from the first round. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Narrow Curl, he's another cornerback. Couldn't even cover a receiver, just kept grabbing there all the time. They had to put tape over his hands to stop grabbing him. Like it was just we just draft all these bullheaded players all the time that don't make impact on all. Like we need
It's
to just.
crazy.
It's just we got like the philosophy. You're right. The philosophy has to change because this is not going to help us in the future. They always worried about they want to save these picks, but it's not going to mean nothing if you don't draft these good guys, man.
Right.
Like just oh, just it was so much. It was so much
Hopefully
disrespect.
this is a learning experience for the team and the organization of what we need to do. We don't have enough toughness on this team either. They punched us in our mouth. They showed they were tougher than us. Period.
And it's always the problem with Green Bay. It's really starting to bother me, right? Again, this is the woman I married, but that I'm tired of that. When that's
Right.
my favorite style of football, and I can't remember the last time where we've had it wholesale on this team
Right.
because of the things that they like to draft. That there's always going to be a lack of violence. We're really good technically. We're a good technical team. We're really good when it comes to that, but there is a certain level of violence that the guys that we like to bring in
Right.
always
Lack.
all black. And then because of that, it's always going to be a violent football team that beats us. And
Just
and
like
and
just
because
like Seattle, they were more physical. 49ers, physical. Lions,
the
physical.
Lions, the
Hey, Packer
they
defense.
proven that they're
Y'all need to
able to beat
pull, y'all
right.
need to take off the skirts and put on some pants like grown men. Y'all see how they punked y'all, disrespected y'all? What y'all gonna do? What y'all gonna do? Any person smile on that plane should get their jaw slid on defense. It shouldn't be no smiling on the plane. It shouldn't be none of that. It should be anger. It should be anger. I would be so mad. They didn't respect my defense enough to even punt the ball on their own side of the field. No food for the defense. No food for the defense. No food.
And certain players should walk home. Like I
Right,
said,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
the play where Dontavian Wicks opted to not block when we
That
could
was
have freed
crazy.
it was a couple of plays, and that's what's crazy is that he's usually a good, willing, blocking wide receiver. But that particular play was, to me, the synopsis of this game. That dude had an opportunity to put Branch on his backside. He chose not to because he said, "I don't want to. I don't wanna get involved in that." It's like a fight. I don't want to. You ever see
Right.
somebody getting or whatever, and then somebody's friend is kind of there in the background, but he's too afraid to wade in to help his friend, and he does just enough to look like he got involved, so that when people are saying, "Yo, man, da, da, da,
Right.
I was there, I was there, I was trying to pull beer, I was there, I was involved," you weren't involved.
Right.
You weren't involved. You didn't mix in. You didn't want no style. You didn't want no energy,
Facts,
man.
Patricia.
That's what he looked like. And there were too many guys on our team who didn't want that energy,
Right.
and that's winning. Because when it comes to the playoffs, it's almost solely about that.
Facts.
It's solely about that. You know what I mean? And we'll see. We'll see what it
Yeah, we're
is.
gonna
I see
take it one game. We got a
here,
big game
whatever.
tomorrow in the other sport. We're gonna have to chop it up with. We're gonna cut this one here. I appreciate y'all
Yeah,
tapping in. Y'all know the legendary Dr. Smith. You know the VP, the legend over here. Appreciate both of y'all tapping in. Hopefully y'all can tap in tomorrow so we can talk about that win against No Strays. ENT.
yeah.
Appreciate
We'll
it,
see.
y'all.
These bars no
Lose to lose.
strike.
Salute. Hey, appreciate you, Dr. Smith and
These
VP
bars no
staying up
strike.
late with us. Appreciate you.
Yeah,
All right, y'all. Damn, this is a tough loss. We didn't need to go out like that, man. That was some sucker stuff, man. Damn. What's up, everybody? I'm Amber. This is Amber's Logic. Green Bay Packers trades, rumors, and news, where we just discussed the Packers losing a heartbreaking game to the Detroit Lions in Detroit 34-31. We fought valiantly. We just couldn't defense couldn't make a stop when they needed it most. We lost this game. Hopefully we learn from this and we're able to make some adjustments and find a way to get pressure on the quarterback, because if we can't get pressure, we're not going to the Super Bowl. This is not a pod where I lie to you. I'm going to tell you the truth. There is no Super Bowl for the Green Bay Packers if you cannot generate any type of pass rush. Period. If that's Kenny Clark, if that's LVN, if that's Gary, whoever, someone needs to be able to start generating pressure now. If we can't get pressure on the quarterback, don't even worry about a Super Bowl. It will never happen. We have to figure out how to get pressure. And we need to be tough. We need to get nasty. We need to have some dog in us on defense. The only person to be talking crazy and got dog in him is Jair Alexander. And your cornerback shouldn't be the toughest person on your team. Comment, like, subscribe, share the electrifying content with the people. Our toughest dude is our cornerback. Is nasty work. Unbelievable going, man.